Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel. I am writing this talk about Russia and Ukraine undeclared war on Christmas Day. And I hope Ukrainians are having a good Christmas, and I hope Russians are going to have a good Christmas on January 7th. And I hope that you are having a good Christmas as well. And the war continues. Russia is still building up military troops on the doorsteps of Ukraine, while Ukraine is receiving weaponry support abroad and preparing for a Russian invasion at any time. But things got worse since the last time I uploaded a video. This conflict seems to be escalating. Troops are said to be formed in bordering countries. Germany wants Russia to stop military buildup. Also, the Baltic republics of Lithuania, Latvia, and Estonia consider Russian advances to be very dangerous. Experts in foreign policy had pointed out that all the Russian demands are just excuses to legitimize the invasion of Ukraine by claiming that the use of force as the last Russian resources, since the Western policymakers are not willing to be diplomatic. According to political analysts, Russians' demands are unacceptable. The Russian demands are not only that Ukraine does not join NATO, but neither Georgia, because Russia invaded Georgia in 2008 and consequently feared their retaliation, or any other former Soviet republic should absolutely not join NATO. Also, Russia wants military forces to stop advancing eastwards, including the Caucasus and Central Asian troops. There was hope that this conflict could be solved by implementing the Minsk agreement, but the Minsk protocol was signed with the objective of keeping Dunbas under Ukrainian control, and it has never worked. It has actually failed 2 times. Also, most Ukrainians saw the Minsk agreements to be an unfair compromise. Donbas is part of Ukraine, of course, but Ukraine have never had full control over Donbas, if not by under Russian terms. The hope is that Russia would finally stop having access to that part of Ukraine, so the local elections could be fair and the people in Donbas could decide if they want or not want to be part or incorporated to Russia. At the same time, Russia accused Ukraine of not giving enough autonomy to the people in Donbas to legitimize the election. Something really needs to be done because those separatist movements have been growing since 2014, causing the deaths of thousands of people. The US media has been led to believe by intelligence agents that Russia will invade Ukraine by January. On my last video, I was wondering why Russia would wait to invade Ukraine. My initial premise was that NATO was behind this war and was using Ukraine as an ally so the West could conquer that strategic point that Ukraine sits on the map. I could not believe why Russia would not take the opportunity to invade Ukraine when it was easier. Because before Ukraine received help from the West, its military forces had aging Soviet weaponry, outdated equipments, and even the military vehicles and helicopters lacked fuel or were missing parts. Very embarrassing. The Ukrainian military forces has been for years underfunded and corrupted. Even Ukrainian children held bake sales to raise money for troops. But after a few days following up the news, I began to take another position about this war. And this position right now is in favor of Ukraine. And if you have a different position, let me know. But this is how I see it. The reason why just now Russia wants to invade Ukraine, and I could be wrong, but it's kind of self-evident. The reason why Russia had no intention to invade Ukraine before was because just recently NATO expressed an interest in including Ukraine in its sphere of influence. It took time until Ukraine could prove autonomy from the Soviet Union and became a significant problem worthy to be concerned about or worthy to be aligned with. In 2004, the Ukrainian Orange Revolution prevented the pro-Russian candidate to win the elections and put a pro-Western candidate as president. Russia cut off the gas supply to Ukraine and still could control and could stop Ukraine from joining NATO. But right now, Ukraine have become more independent. Although Ukraine still have a lot to advance, especially when it comes to the military weaponry, because the question is not who will win the war, Russia or Ukraine, but how long Ukraine could hold on in case of an invasion. Experts have suggested that the capital would be invaded in a matter of hours, and Ukraine could be not even hold the Russian troops away from its territory for more than 2 weeks. Perhaps Ukraine needs help from the West, because the truth is that there is only a few countries in the world that could stop the Russian army. We expect that Russia will not step away without any kind of victory over Ukraine, but we hope that Russia could be content with a small gain. For example, making Ukraine reopen the fresh water supply to Crimea that have been cut off since 2014. But we hope that not because Russia is used to play small, but because invading Ukraine will cause a strong military reaction from the West. Russia would suffer a strong economic sanctions, and even there is a possible collapse of the Nord Stream 2, which is the gas pipeline that was built with the intent to supply the European Union. So I will definitely continue to follow up on this war. There is still many other things to be discussed in this subject. So let me know your thoughts, like, share, and subscribe. Bye!